a request was made for a video on how to do the paws. So we're going to go ahead and show you how we do it for Hondo today. Some basic tools I like to have set up beforehand is my grooming comb, my thinning shears, and then I have these scissors that are great for ears and for feet. They're a little bit curved at the tip and they have a blunt end. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that, but this will let me get into the space between this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my scissors with the rounded tip. You can use clippers if you want, and I'm just going to trim the hair in between his pads. So what I like to do too is on the big pad, here, is I like to trim a little bit, maybe like 1/4 of an inch tops. I just find it helps reduce the amount of dirt that comes into the house, but it's not seen by the judges in the show ring. Stay. You can clipper between it, you can use any kind of scissors between it, but basically what you want to do is get all that extra hair down. It reduces them slipping in the ring and other surfaces. We usually show on mats, we've shown on dirt, you can show on grass, but a lot of times the flooring outside of the ring is like those shiny cement or shiny tile floors that can be slippery for these guys. So the other thing to make note of is you want to make sure your nails are nice and trimmed and short, which I did not trim his nails yet, so I guess we'll do nails in this video as well. So there's different types of clippers. I like the ones for the large dogs. I don't like what they call the guillotine type. If you notice, mine have an opening right here. These are non-guillotine types. These are more like crab claws. So the reason I like these better is we're not going to crush the quick. So one of the things I learned when I was working at the vet is to take a bigger chunk first and then just to kind of shave. Good boy. So this, no, you gotta say, stop. So by shaving it, I can get closer to the quick without cutting the quick. So I'm just taking small little bites at a time. There we go. Good boy. And this also, by shaving, helps me avoid cutting the quick and allows me to get closer to the quick so I don't have to do them as often. And we have shorter nails. So you want shorter nails when you do your paws because that's going to inhibit your shape of the paw if your nails are too long. Okay. Thank you, buddy. So we want oval paws. Hold that thought. I got to double check that. To the standard. And yes, I keep a copy of my standard in my grooming box because sometimes I want to make sure I'm not confusing the standard with that of the Australian Shepherd, which is oval. Hindquarters. Yep, we are oval. Tight arched toes may have dew claws. We should have hair even between our toes. If you don't have a copy of the standard, yes, mine are in sticky notes on a ring, so it fits in my grooming case nicer. So the first thing I'm going to do is brush up kind of against the hair because I want all the extra fluff out of the way. So if you're not confident with your scissor work yet, I would suggest using the thinning shears. And you're just going to kind of trim it down, following the natural shape. And see, his nails are right at the edge here. He just had his paws done not that long ago. And I'm just going to kind of slowly trim around, keeping that oval shape in mind. So to get that oval shape, I'm going to kind of go a little bit more straight on the edges here on each side of the foot. Because if you keep it rounded, you will have a round foot. So basically you can only trim on 3 sides of the paw. Come here, you're not done. Nice try. So I'm keeping this part rounded, kind of straightening it a little bit here. This is something I learned from a groomer when I was showing my Aussie Gus. He was a black tri, and she would come up to me at a show and go, "You've got rounded feet again." And Took a couple lessons for me to get what she meant and how to do it. But by straightening this up, we will keep that rounded appearance at the tip, but straightening up here gives us that oval shape. And if your nails are too long, as you're trimming this, you will hit the nail. And that's why you want to make sure you do your nails first and get them as short as you can. And also why you do underneath the feet first. Got my thumb stuck in my scissors again. Okay. So now that we have, you can kind of see I have the shape, but I have all this extra fluff. So what I'm going to do is tell him, sit, good boy. I'm going to brush it out. Stay. Again, with our long, abundant, wavy hair, even between our toes, I'm not going to trim the hair in between the toes on the top of the foot, just the bottom. That way he can get some traction. And I'm just going to kind of clean this up a little bit. I'm not going to take too much, but I want it to look neat. And kind of reduce a little bit of the dirt that he brings in the house. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to notice some things about my shape I don't like and go back and fix those up. And then the most important thing, sorry, I got my thumb stuck in my scissors again. I'd like to say that doesn't happen on a daily basis, but it does. Okay, stand. So now I'm going to stack him. And yes, I stack on my grooming table. I'm just going to hold his head so he can't change position on me. Get those out of the way. Looks like you guys should be able to see a little. Here, let me move that one up a little bit. Okay. So you can see this is the foot I did. This is the foot I did not. So we have a before and after. It's neatened up, but you can still tell we have that long, abundant, wavy hair. I don't know if you guys can tell from the video. Right in here is always going to be longer. So their toes, that one toe is slightly longer than the others on a lot of dogs. That's okay. It's actually a proven thing to help them with their quick turns, which come in handy with herding. But we have a nice oval shape, and that foot is good to go.